So I haven't been posting on YouTube because it sounds kind of silly, but when I started YouTube, I wanted to like start like my own journey to show others like what my life is like. I was hoped like to touch others with my life, like my experiences, and I feel like I have to be true to myself and like not lose myself because like recently I've been like losing my inspiration on like what to film because I haven't been feeling like my best, like stuff like that. That's been bothering like me like personally, which like made me like stop filming videos. And I feel like this video should just be like me talking about myself and how what I struggled with and how hopefully that would like connect with you somehow. So as you guys know, I do talk about this, but I am a diabetic. I got diabetes 4.5 years ago. When I was in 8th grade. My past would always be like before 8th grade. So let's backtrack a little bit. My diet wasn't the best always. I wasn't super like overweight, but the doctors did tell me I was overweight, and like back then bullying wasn't like a big deal for me. Like I just didn't care what people had to say about me because I didn't speak the language English, which was like a big major like reason why I didn't like really care. But as I started to like understand more and like talk more fluently, especially like after my sickness, after my diagnosis, it really hit me with bullying. Bullying was a really big part of my life, even though I didn't talk about it to my parents, my family, even my friends. I kept this all to myself, and like I didn't want to talk about who bullied me, but it was hard. My diagnosis was different because I didn't know that I was a diabetic until I ended up in the hospital losing 26 pounds in a week. Going from like a month before to the next month with you having like a lifelong disease forever that will forever be with you really took like it was a big weight on my shoulders, and it took time to like understand and like accept it. I struggled. My first year everything was fine. My second year I struggled with accepting diabetes because I didn't want to have it. Like, what 13-year-old wants to have diabetes forever until you die? Like, it's not going anywhere. It's with you forever, and that really like took a toll on me. My third year was really difficult because I started to like find ways to ignore my diabetes, and at the time I didn't know it was affecting me like permanently, but it was. My family would tell me to like stop taking insulin, stop taking my medications, and like just eat healthy, drink teas, all that stuff, and I would do it. But at the end of the day, they didn't know that it was harming me and not them. I was the one who would be suffering because the medication that I need wasn't in the teas. So my third year of having this disease, I had struggled with food. Losing weight was something that I really wanted to do, but I never really like found a way to start it until I lost weight with the diagnosis. I remember the second night that I stayed at the hospital, I went to the bathroom. It was like late at night. I looked in the mirror because I had one of those like the hospital robes. I didn't wear like my actual shirt, and you could see all of my ribs, like all of my bones, like my collarbone, like my chest ribs, my like rib cage, everything. And I remember like that second something clicked in my mind, created like an obsession with weight loss and like being skinny and all these things. And I feel like ever since that, something in my mind changed that made me be obsessed with having a skinny body. And I started to listen to my family members and stop taking my medicine, and I would notice that I would lose weight like really, really fast. And I was happy, but I didn't feel happy. My body was in pain, my legs hurt, I would get cramps every like half hour. I started to get really thirsty, go to the bathroom a lot, and every time I did that, which I did like a couple times, I would end back in the hospital, and it was never good. And then I went to a psychologist, I believe. I went to the doctor, basically, and I went to some therapy sessions, and I got diagnosed with an eating disorder, being anorexic, and having depression. And it was hard to learn to hear those words come out of the doctor's mouth. But at the same time, I was happy because I now knew what was wrong with me, and I knew that the path to recovery was going to be long, but I wanted to continue and not ruin my life forever. Even now with my relationship with food isn't the best. I still struggle with eating, not feeling comfortable in my own body. It's hard because I want to live like all of my other friends. You can eat whatever you want, not worry that you have to take your medicine before you eat, before you go to sleep. You check your blood sugars every meal. You can't do certain things because your blood sugar goes low. If you're high, you have to do this. Diabetes took control of my life, and it wasn't a good thing. I did want that, but it happened. I was scared because I didn't know how long I would be living for. Because at one point I was really, really bad. I was in a really bad state of mind, health, and my parents were worried about me. And I knew that if I didn't take care of myself, no one would, because it's my disease. It's me that's sick. Not my mom, not my dad, not my friends, not my family members, it's me. And I knew that if I didn't take care of myself then and now, complications would come to me later on in life. And whether it's lose your eyesight, losing your leg, your foot, your hand, going blind, your kidneys failing. Diabetes is something that affects your mind, your body, and affects every single part of your body. And most people don't know about it, and people just hear about diabetes and oh whatever, you just as long as you take your medicine, you can eat whatever you want. And it's not really true. You have to take care of your diet, because if you don't, you're gonna be the one that's suffering at the end of the day. And one of my idols, Nick Jonas, had diabetes, and he's proven to me that he followed his dreams, managed his diabetes, he is living the life. He is successful, he is healthy, he's in shape, and I want that for myself too. And I remember that he was one of my biggest inspirations, because he's a diabetic. We share the same birthday, and it felt connected to him somehow, and I just wanted to be successful like him, and not let diabetes take control of my life. And I wanted to take control of diabetes. And being anorexic is a hard time, because I was in and out of the hospital. My sugars weren't controlled. I would get cramps. Everything was a mess. But now I went back to the doctor. They did a test to see how I'm doing now, and they said I'm doing better. The eating disorder isn't still fully recovered, because I still have some work to do with that, but I just wanted to share this with you guys because I lost myself, and the reason why I started YouTube, which was to connect with you guys, build my journey, and tell my story. That way others can feel connected, and I don't know, just connect with you guys, and just it builds a bond, because I love doing what I'm doing. I love taking care of myself now. I love putting out content for you guys, even though I haven't put any in a couple weeks, but I'm happy to share my story with you guys. And if this helps you in any way, I'm so glad to help you. But I just want to share my story with you guys, and yeah, that's me.